ready.
What's good, people of the internet? My name is Forrest, and I am sitting here alone. The reason I'm alone? Alex is out rioting because of the latest announcement of Community Day not being ghastly. I know he's pissed, he's flipping over cars, he's out there causing chaos, and I don't know where he's at.
God! What? What's up, Forrest? Hey, buddy. Yeah, so, I just came back from the riots that are going on outside.
Yeah.
It is utter chaos in the streets. I was out there flipping over cars. We were looting. We were throwing Molotov cocktails. Woo! What a good time, man.
By we, do you mean just you?
I mean, me and all the other rioters.
I don't know who else is out there rioting.
I mean, me, myself, and I were definitely all out there. But
fair enough.
Yeah. So, Beldum Community Day for October. What happened? What happened? Well, we know what happened. But Ghastly, come on, man. You're gonna skip Halloween and do Beldum? You're gonna do the metal dildo instead of the ghost?
I mean, isn't that what everybody wants? Metal dildos?
God, you're gonna do that instead of the ghost for October. Come on, man. Let's catch this Diglett. Okay. Yeah. So I'm upset a little bit.
Okay.
But Beldum, well, more appropriately, Metagross is a freaking beast.
Yes.
So I am absolutely okay with it being Beldum.
Okay.
I'm just upset that they squandered the opportunity to go for Ghastly and give us our shiny Gengar and maybe give us the legacy move Shadow Claw back.
But that's not out of the realm of possibility still.
Well, you know how they still do it, but I'd rather have a Community Day.
I know they could still release it in the wild with all the other Ghost Pokemon. Like, they're gonna increase the spawns on Ghost Pokemon.
Yeah. It's just not the same, man.
Does it burn a little bit less?
I wanted to get shiny Gengar. They could still, I guess they could still do shiny, but I was hoping that it'd be Community Day because Gengar Mega evolves just like Metagross and the Gen 1 starters, and I want all my Megas on Community Day because I want to get Hecka Candy.
Hecka candy.
Hecka candy.
Okay, California.
All right, dog.
Are you a little less upset?
Yes.
After I explained to you the quote unquote legitimate reason they have for doing Metagross on this day.
Here's what the knowledge you dropped on me.
The knowledge
dropped. After I was obviously upset yesterday when the news broke, Forrest messaged me. He's like, dude, there's a meteor shower happening that day. And I was like, oh,
yep,
that makes sense. So I Google searched it. October meteor shower. It's the Orionids are active every year in October, usually peaking around the 20th and 21st. What day is Community Day? It is on October the 21st. Yeah. So that made it very obvious. I was like, okay, meteor shower every year. Let's look up Metagross on Bulbapedia and look at it, what its signature move is going to be. So I scrolled down. I was like, ooh, interesting. Yes. Lots of good info. Ooh, base stats 600. What a beast. Mm-hmm. Ooh, damage. Look, dude. Look at everything. First of all, I just want to take it. Look at everything this thing resists.
I know.
This thing has resistances.
Steel's a good type.
9 different types.
Steel is a good type if it's matched
10 if you include poison, because in Pokemon nothing is immune to anything. It's just resistant. So poison in Pokemon Go, poison is it takes 0.5 damage to poison and 0.71 damage to all these types. And then it takes 1.5 or 1.4 damage to ground, ghost, fire, and dark. And then it's damaged normally by fighting blah, 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 blah. So this thing is a beast. It's so tanky. It's got a lot of good resistances. And then I was looking at the moveset. So by leveling up, it learns... The one my eye was immediately drawn to was obviously Meteor Mash, Meteor Shower, and then I clicked to do more research, I further clicked on Meteor Mash to see which Pokemon actually learn this move. So, by leveling up, there are only 3 Pokemon that learn Meteor Mash in all of Pokemon. That is Clefairy, that is Metang, which is Beldum's second form, or first evolved form, and then Metagross, which is its final form. So it's very obvious that we're going to end up with Meteor Mash Metagross, which presumably will be a 2-bar steel attack that's probably worth 100 damage or whatever, just like all the other, just like all the other special forms, like Blast Burn and Frenzy Plant and Hydro Cannon and everything that's been given on the current ones. So that's pretty cool. That means Metagross is going to be, it's already the best steel type in the game, and that just means it's going to be far and away the best steel type forever. I mean, are there any other steel types that even compete with Metagross? I mean, Metagross has meta in its name.
I mean, I'm trying to think of anything that competes with it. I know there's a couple of, like, Mega Lucario is technically steel in fighting.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because Lucario is steel.
Yeah, because, I mean, right now, Metagross...
That's about it.
It's got Bullet Punch and Flash Cannon. And this is my sexy Hundo maxed out Metagross. And then the best part is I've got for Community Day. I don't have any more Hundos, but I do have a 98 and a 96.
I have a couple high levels. I think I have 490-something% and above.
Yeah,
ready.
I've got a 98 and a 96 ready to go for Community Day. So that means I'll have 2 top tier Meteor Mash Beast Metagrosses for Community Day. Plus, the shiny form is just sick looking. Actually, why didn't I pull up a shiny?
Shiny Metagross is awesome. Shiny Metagross is even better.
Shiny Metagross is just beast. So this is actually the family and what they'll look like in Pokemon Go. So they're kind of like an off-white almost. Kind of like a gray-white. So Beldum, and they all have yellow gold accents on them, which is really cool looking. So,
and I don't know if you can find Mega
Metagross right here. This beast.
Yep. Even more badass.
Yeah, that thing is quite the beast. Yeah, look, that's a picture of it shiny in the anime. Ooh, and it's got the Mega Band on it right there. That's pretty legit. That's sexy.
So you're less upset. You're less upset.
Look at this stupid thing.
Oh, the internet's a great thing.
That is a great Photoshop right there.
So are you less upset?
Yeah, because Metagross is a beast. So I can hold off on continuing to riot for a little while.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Metagross is just an absolute tank of a Pokemon. This thing, it's awesome because it's so versatile. It's got a lot of resistances. The funny thing is that it's actually a really good defender for Mewtwo. Except Shadow Ball Mewtwo's.
Of course.
So the legacy Mewtwo's with Shadow Ball poop all over Metagross. However, all the other forms of Mewtwo, Metagross pretty much resists. I think there's nothing else really going back. Let's see.
I don't know what other strong steel types there are, really, though. I mean, that's
because so it does if your Mewtwo has Flamethrower now, it's gonna do double. It's gonna do 1.5 times damage. But Ice is resisted, and Electric is 1 times damage, as well as Focus Blast Fighting. So right now, the best Mewtwo options, if you're gonna battle a Metagross, your strongest counter to Metagross are Mewtwo's with Shadow Ball, and then Mewtwo's with Flamethrower are gonna be your strongest counters. And then like a Groudon with double ground moves, so Mud Shot and Earthquake, and then a Tyranitar with Bite Crunch. That's basically like the top 4 things that will fight a Metagross. Everything else, like it's hilarious because it'll always suggest when I do gym battles, and there's a Blissey on the gym, it'll always auto pick Metagross
Steel,
because it resists the fairy attacks. It'll resist Dazzling Gleam because almost everybody that's got Blissey, it either has Psychic or Dazzling Gleam or Hyper Beam.
Yeah.
And it resists all three of those types of attacks.
Well, steel types aren't bad if they're matched the right way. I know in the meta and in the competitive aspect of things, like Mega Steelix can be good depending on how people use it.
Oh,
because Steelix
I'm all ready for
yeah.
Mega Steelix. Mega Steelix is a baller.
And it's just, I mean, there's very few steel types that really compare. I know we just got announced a new steel type, the Meltan, which could be.
So let's talk about that tie-in. So with what happened at the end of Chikorita Day, we did get the Dittos spawning everywhere. Well, they looked like Meltans. No one knew what the heck this thing was.
AKA Nuttos.
Yeah,
whatever,
Ditto. People were calling Ditto Nut or Nutto, or I mean, it's a Ditto with a little ribbon coming off of its backside.
It's a tail with prongs.
Yeah,
it's
like
electrical prongs.
And a hexagonal head with a spherical eye in the center. So, interestingly enough, these things were spawning everywhere. I think I still have. I kept one Ditto that I caught the other day. So this one was one that I caught last night actually, and it turned into a 10 CP Ditto.
Yep.
Now, Niantic actually the official Pokemon Twitter has been the ones that have really been tweeting about this. So they've tweeted out that it's a Steel type mythical Pokemon that's going to be an exclusive tie-in. It's like a Gen 8 release, but there's going to be some sort of tie-in between Pokemon Go and the Pokemon Let's Go games that are coming out on the Switch.
Which could have been, so when Pokemon Let's Go was first announced and they showed the capability of interacting between the two, there was a tease that said that you could send a never-before-seen Pokemon into Pokemon Go. So I'm wondering if that's going to be almost the only way to obtain Meltan in Pokemon Go? Or do you think that they're going to do something to release it in the game? Or do you think that Pokemon that they're teasing is something completely different?
I mean, they could do any number of things. My thoughts is since they released this tease on Chikorita Day, but slightly before, out here anyway, in the Americas, we got to see it before and after Community Day, whereas most places didn't see it until their Community Day had ended. But since we were the last group to go because of the time zone differences here in the Americas, we were actually seeing Dittos disguised as Meltans before our Community Day actually started. I actually went out and caught one before Community Day, and then after Community Day ended, every single Chikorita turned into a Meltan, which then either reverted back to a Chikorita. I had a couple that did that, but almost all of them transformed into Dittos. So I think what they will do, because it's going to kind of tie back into the Beldum Community Day here, I think they're going to make us wait. They're not going to give us any more information until Beldum Community Day. And then they're going to have some sort of tie-in because it's a Steel-type mythical, Meltan is. And I think they're going to have, because Beldum is a Steel Psychic Pokemon, I think they're going to have an additional tie-in where, okay, since the Let's Go games are going to be coming out, when exactly do they come out? Like November 16th or something
November,
like that?
It's either the 17th or like the 21st or something.
Okay, so it's sometime in the middle of November, and this is Beldum Community Day is in the middle of October. So a couple of weeks after Beldum Community Day will be the official release of Go, or the Let's Go games. So it'll be interesting to see how they tie it in. I think there'll be some sort of research. They've kind of been teasing that Professor Oak might actually show up in Pokemon Go. So we might get like a Professor Willow and Professor Oak tie-in sort of a thing. Because did you watch the video?
I did, and it was really weird to me because it was Pokemon Go and Professor Willow in his like actual normal self, and then Professor Oak in the new Let's Go style where he's very short and stumpy and weird proportions.
Yeah.
So it was plus it's the first time we got to hear Professor Willow's voice.
Yeah, so he calls into Professor Oak, and then Professor Oak is like, "Oh, I recognize that Pokemon. It's a This might be the mythical creature, Meltan."
Professor Oak, literally the worst professor ever. He's known. He's like, I've been researching my whole life. Here's an empty Pokedex. Go fill it.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting on top of.
I recognize that Ditto. It's got a nut on its head.
Yeah.
We call it Meltan.
He already knows the name of it, but he's also been sitting on this research for 20 years now. 20 years. It's been 20 years, and he's just now saying like, "Oh yeah, there's another mythical Pokemon. I already know about it."
I remember reading ancient text about this thing that looks like Ditto. It's Meltan.
He already knew about it, but he was too busy screwing your mom in the first game to tell you all this stuff.
Shots fired.
That's why he sent you out on your mission.
Shots fired on Professor Oak. He's a homewrecker. He's getting in on Ash's mom.
Damn.
Oh man, woo, brutal. But yeah, I think they might introduce. I think it'd be cool to have. Obviously, I'm all for additional special research. The more special research, the better. Because, I mean, for a hardcore Pokemon Go player, or for hardcore Pokemon Go players in general, like the special research is like done. We get it and it's done. We want to find something else to do. So I'm all for additional special research. I think it'd be cool to have a Professor Oak tie-in into the games. So it's just a matter of seeing what exactly might come of this. I'm predicting that you'll be able to catch it in both games, whether you'll be able to catch it in Let's Go and then transfer it to Go, or if you catch it in Go and then you could transfer it to Let's Go. It's just a matter of time. I'm sure Niantic and the Pokemon Company already have this all planned out. It seems... I mean,
it's a great PR stuff.
That was the very first thing I thought of. Was like, okay, this is clear because I mean,
it
literally,
was trending on
literally
Twitter.
The end of this video, they're like to be continued. Oh, available on what does it say actually? November 16th. Haha.
Okay.
So yeah, so November 16th, both the Let's Go games come out. So I think this is their attempt to get people that don't really play Pokemon outside of Pokemon Go psyched about maybe buying a Switch and getting like.
Well,
I mean, it's this. The Let's Go games are going to boost Switch sales regardless.
Well, they have the fact that there's a lot of people who played Pokemon Go or Pokemon when they were younger.
Yep,
that now saw it trending on Twitter.
That's me.
After Meltan was released, Pokemon was trending on Twitter. Meltan, what is this whole thing? And it's a Pokemon, and then it excites people. And then we still
and
this is a good
yesterday.
pre-hype.
This was. It says number 25 on trending.
Mm-hmm.
The day this. So right now,
I'm sure it was
number 2.
Yeah.
So right now it's still today. It's the number 25 trending. It was the number 2 the day the video came out.
It's also great knowing that these games that are coming out is essentially a reboot of Yellow. But next year is the next generation of mainline games coming out on the Switch.
So Gen 8 will be released in a different game.
Instilling the hype a year beforehand and start saying, come back to Pokemon, start playing, reward yourself by playing Pokemon Go, that you're going to be able to interact with more in Gen 8 when that's released. It's brilliant, in my opinion.
I mean, they're definitely going to be moving some units.
I have no doubt.
That is for sure.
I have no doubt. The only thing I'm surprised they haven't done anything and had Meltan in Smash Brothers. That's the only other thing that could hype that up more.
I love how tiny this thing is too. It's like microscopic.
Have you seen? There's screenshots of it in the game. I think right there, actually, in the next video over. But it shows it in Pokemon Let's Go, and it's really expressive. Like the little black ball in the middle of the nut.
I want to pull
smiling.
I want to pull up.
Yeah, when it's smiling though.
I want to pull up the the official Pokemon Twitter right now.
It was interesting though because there's footage of that, and then in the game when it's happy or smiling at you, the little ball in the center of its eye is like squinted, and like you can tell it's physically smiling because it's happy. And it's weird that something so bland and just it's just a nut and a little ball and whatever can be so happy. Yeah, that right there.
Oh yeah.
See how he's like squinting and cheering?
Its eye like
that's awesome. The little details like that are amazing.
Yeah, and this thing is 8 inches tall.
No. That's
8 inches.
Oh, no. I think it's
8 inches, bro.
Eighth of
no. That's
10th.
0 feet 8 inches. It's
Oh, okay, that's right. Never mind.
They dumbed it down for stupid Americans because we're the only people that don't use.
I get it.
That don't use the metric system, so they actually labeled it in pounds and feet because Americans are friggin' retarded.
It weighs 17 pounds though.
Because it's liquid metal.
I know, but like
it's 8 inches of liquid metal.
That's crazy.
Hex Nut Pokemon, and this thing. Is this the one? That says it's
Yeah.
Meltan has a body made from liquid metal, and its shape is very fluid. It uses its liquid arms. Oh, you're gonna throw a great ball? Way to whiff the throw, bro.
I'm reaching like across the desk to like throw it because I was tired of seeing Charmander jump out of the corner of my eye. He's like, catch me.
I'm distracted by Meltan. It uses its liquid arms and legs to corrode metal and absorbs it into its own body.
And it also talks, interestingly enough, it talks about absorbing electricity.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes me,
that's this one here.
It makes me think that it's going to have an evolution.
So a mythical that evolves? Has that ever happened?
I think
it doesn't stop there. Meltan uses the metal in its body to generate electricity. It uses this electricity in 2 ways: as a source of energy and as an attack that can be fired from its eye.
I don't know if there's a mythical that evolves, but I know there's a mythical that it was Gen 4 or 5, had Fion or Manaphy, whichever one it was. You could get one of them, and then if you bred it with a Ditto, you could hatch another form of it, but the other baby form didn't evolve into the fully grown form.
Oh, this is just showing the same video from before.
So it's possible that there would be a Pokemon mythical that could evolve, because there's been a mythical that can breed. That was the only one that you could have an egg of that was a different Pokemon.
Interesting.
From a mythical. So
interesting.
Well, who knows? It's one of those things that we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Interesting, very interesting. So let's go on to what I think, honestly, is, well, it's the biggest story of today by far.
Oh, yeah. This just happened, like, within the last couple hours.
But I'm going to be posting this tomorrow because I've got another video that I just edited.
Well,
So you're watching this tomorrow, which is today, which was yesterday.
In a world, in a time.
So, the first batch of Deoxys EX Raid invites went out today just before, like, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time.
Woo!
I got an invite.
I did too.
Forrest got an invite.
But wait, there's more.
And then so did a bunch of other people. And those invites did not go so well. So,
tell me more about this incident that happened.
So, a ton of people got EX Raid invites for Deoxys for literally within 30 minutes of receipt. So they got the invite and the raid was starting within like 30 minutes, which was confusing to most for obvious reasons.
Yep.
Big example. I want to pull up Twitter again real quick here. So, because I know Prodigy's Nation got one of these. So he got one. So let's find his. Okay, so
that's how it started.
So it was 309, and he got an EX Raid invite for 341 on the same day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So today when we're recording this is the 27th.
Yeah.
It was 309 when he took this screenshot, and his raid was for 341. So. And the same thing happened here locally with trainers. There were at least 3 gyms that I've seen. There was a Sprint store, one of the gyms at Chaparral Park, and another park in Phoenix that all had EX raids that were quote unquote starting within like 30 minutes. So I actually drove over there, and I'm gonna the link to that video is in the description, as well as will be linked at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But I drove over there, and what happened was essentially everybody got these EX Raid invites. They were sent out in error. They were meant to be for either the first or the second. In the Americas, everyone gets them for the first. So what happened was Niantic actually tweeted this out in replies to all the stuff that they were getting. Hi trainers, if you received an EX Raid pass at a gym that currently has an active raid, the time of your EX Raid will update once that raid ends. The next EX Raid will take place on either October 1st or 2nd, depending on your time zone.
Yep.
Thank you for your patience. So that's what they said. So the raid that I went to was there was a tier 3 egg on it.
You had a pass?
No, I did.
Pass?
I did not get one of those passes,
Okay.
but I went there to record because I wanted to see what was happening. Because I wanted to see, because Topher was going to be there. So I was like, well, maybe if it is a Deoxys, I can get a pass really quick. So I was hoping to, ride coattails.
Something.
I was hoping to ride some coattails. But what happened is that when the raid went active, so people saw these, like this one right here, from Tinshfu, you got an ongoing raid. And the raid pass would actually, so if you clicked battle, there was no Deoxys. I saw Magmar, I saw Alakazam, and there was many others. I saw somebody post a Charmander raid. And what happened was, if you clicked on to battle, it wobbled your black EX Raid pass, and then you could burn your EX Raid pass and battle whatever the raid boss was, but it wasn't Deoxys.
It wasn't, okay.
So I recommended that nobody there do it because we saw these tweets. So there was like 8 or 9 people actually at Chaparral Park ready to go.
Ready.
So luckily none of them used their pass, but then unluckily what happened here to Prodigies was after the raid timer expired, everyone got these notifications.
That it was updated.
Saying that you got an updated time and date, but that your EX Raid has been canceled. And your compensation for your time and troubles is 1,000 Stardust and 2 premium raid passes. And good luck next time.
Yeah.
So as of the time of recording, there have been no further updates to see if Niantic has done right by these folks and actually reinstated these EX Raid passes. As of the time of recording, and when I recorded the other video earlier, there's been no updates yet as to actually getting these people actual active EX Raid passes. However, on a happier note, the sharing system works very well.
And you had one shared with you.
So I actually have 2 EX Raid passes right now.
Okay. For the same day.
So
it's not like we thought, because I know we had predicted that, or there was rumors
going
around.
Actually, okay. So they actually have followed up on that tweet. Hang on, I want to click on this. I want to click on this tweet first. So there is a follow up. Literally, as we've been recording this podcast, Niantic has tweeted out an update to this situation. So somebody asked them if you're able to get multiple EX passes, and their response was this: "Hi trainers, great question. With the introduction of EX Raid Pass sharing, you are able to have 2 EX Raid Passes. One sent directly to you and one shared by a friend. Hope that helps."
So this is what was weird to me, because I know we had initially, when this rumors of EX Raid Pass sharing came out, the first thing was that there was potential rumors saying that if you already had a pass, you couldn't receive a shared one. Like, you'd only be eligible to get one a week.
But now this confirms that you can have 2. And I can confirm that you can't have more than 2 because I tested it.
Yes.
Because I had somebody. So this was the one I received. I received Katie Dugan, so I actually still have an active invite that I can send out to somebody else for this Katie Dugan raid. In addition to that, my friend Lovey sent me one for the same day for 4 o'clock p.m. at the Sprint store. So now I have 2 for the same day. So this was the one that was sent to me, and the Katie Dugan was the one that I received.
Well, and it's interesting that on there I saw on your other one it said decline. So I'm wondering if you decline it.
If you decline it, that person can't send it to another person.
They can't. Oh, that's
you can only
that's
send.
Unfortunate.
There was somebody, I haven't tested it myself, but there is a pop-up message. I've been told there's a pop-up message that if you send it, I can actually test it right here while we're talking about this. So if I hit invite, okay, I don't know if I want to do it. I've got 40 Ultra friends already. Dang! I did not realize that almost half my friends is Ultra. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I was told that there is a prompt that pops up that says if you send this, you're not able to send it to somebody else, even if that person declines it. I haven't been able to confirm that myself for sure, but
we'll test it. You can record it when you're doing it.
2 passes are available. Now let's look at this update that Niantic actually tweeted out. Okay. So this is a follow-up to the one we just talked about, where if you received an EX pass, blah, 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 on the 1st or 2nd, it will be updated. So now they've said, hi, trainers. Sorry for the confusion today. We know that some of you received EX pass cancellations. We're looking into this and we'll provide an update as soon as we can. Thanks for your patience.
I will say this is the most responsive that I've seen their support in a long time.
It's been a few hours. So it's been, because all this started right at around 1 o'clock. So it's now, as at the time of recording this, it's 6:20 in the afternoon. So it's been about 5 hours, about 4 hours since the cancellations took place.
But 3 or 4 different tweets in 5
hours. So not
bad.
But it's only from Niantic support. None of this is on Pokemon Go's official Twitter, which I guess it makes sense. But it is nice to see that they are responsive. It was interesting because they were responsive to like the very first few people that sent out like, hey, what's going on? Why is this EX? If I use the pass, do I lose it? Like what's happening? And they weren't really responding then. I mean, I'm sure they were just getting inundated with thousands of tweets at that point. But hopefully for Prodigy's Nation and friends of mine in my area that so he's asking who else. Let's see if who else got a rescheduled date after receiving this message. Let's see if anybody responded positively. And then I responded to him and said, all I've seen are cancellations. Okay, this gentleman said he did, no picture. prove it. To which Prodigy says, prove it before and after. Prodigies, if you ever watch this is why I love you. This is a picture of someone with the at their quote-unquote EX Raid. So that's the same picture. Got a cancellation. Thought it was going to be fixed. I wish mine was rescheduled again. Got my EX pass during a weekday when I'll be at work.
So I would suggest if anybody's receiving that cancellation.
Okay, there's a couple people that said they actually got rescheduled ones. But nobody on here has posted a picture of a rescheduled one.
So I would say to anybody that gets the cancellation thing, instead of clicking accept and taking your 2 passes in Stardust, hold off.
I wouldn't do anything. I would do nothing with that prompt because it looks like Niantic is probably going to try to fix this somehow. I don't know. I'm not a coder or a game designer.
They only have like 3-4 days to try to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a game designer or a coder or a programmer, so I don't know what it is that they will have to do to fix this. I'm assuming they could just re-trigger the certain people that, but I don't know if there's like, if you've collected your rewards, well, now you're not eligible to get it rescheduled and things of that nature. So hopefully they set this right. But this was the kind of the biggest thing that happened today.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely the biggest thing that happened today.
It's a big deal.
But hopefully this gets worked out and everybody gets their EX opportunities because Deoxys is going to be a really cool raid boss.
Well, it's nice for me this time to get an EX on like day 1 because I know for Mewtwo it took me almost a year to get my first EX pass.
I was pretty lucky. I was on the second round.
My first one was on Christmas.
Oh, I remember that.
That was my first time.
Did you get the Starbucks one for that?
Yeah.
I didn't have one, but I went and did it for Andrew because he was going to be out of town. So I went and did his EX Raid for him and actually caught him his first Mewtwo. So it's nice. It's nice now that they have given us the sharing option is very nice. It gives basically, as long as you have one Ultra Friend or, hopefully more than that, it just gives you a lot of opportunities to get EX Raid invites.
Well, it's awesome for even so ours is what, 1 o'clock is our
time? Ours is for 1 p.m. So even if you're not able to go to it, you can share it to somebody that can go.
Well, I'm still gonna go. I'm taking my lunch break.
Yeah,
right now. But
exactly.
Even if I wasn't gonna go, it'd be nice to say, hey, are you available at 1 o'clock?
Does anybody else want to go do that? So I'm actually funny that you said that. I have a friend that got an EX Raid for Katie Dugan that will be working.
Okay.
So I'm going to take her phone and do that raid. And then my friend Lovey that gave me the other EX pass, I was like, hey, if you share that EX pass with me, I'll take your phone to that raid. So I'm actually going to be helping helping 2 people that day.
Okay, nice.
Get their Deoxys.
I'll take a second pass. If somebody wants to share their pass with me for later on that day, I'm totally down. So just saying.
Yeah. So that will be one heck of a day. It'll be nice to have, hopefully, but when it's all said and done, 2 Deoxys at the end of October 1st, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This was pretty another exciting week.
Lots of news.
I mean,
again.
I got to riot.
Yeah.
Because Ghastly isn't coming in October.
He lit a couple of cars on fire. I had to protect mine. I had to drive mine away so he didn't light mine on fire.
So we're getting Beldum. We're getting Beldum in October for Community Day for Mega Metagross, which is getting for Meteor Shower Metagross, which is gonna be awesome. Plus Shiny Metagross is gonna be a beast. We got our Meltan teas last week, going into this week after the end of Community Day.
Get Deoxys.
And then we're going to get Deoxys raids starting, what is that, Monday? October the 1st is a Monday? It's this coming Monday? Yeah. So this coming Monday, guys, we're going to have Deoxys. And it's going to be the normal form, which is one of its strongest forms. So
I'm going to be
very exciting.
I'm going to be so hungover for Metagross for Beldum Community Day because my birthday's the day before.
Oh.
So it's going to be a struggle. So I better get a hundo. I'm going to get a hundo shiny Metagross that day. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, this is a very exciting month again going forward for Pokemon Go. So I am super excited. Guys, let me know what you are most excited for. Are you excited for Community Day? Are you excited for more Meltan leaks? Or are you most excited for Deoxys? I can tell you I am most excited for Deoxys coming out. So that's going to be awesome. Forrest, my friend, Funky Dude 1, thank you for hanging out with me again. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate you. Guys, until next time, he's Forrest. And I'm LocoJandro, and we'll see you guys later. Peace, Poke Trainers!